Hello everybody and welcome to the channel. It's Paulie, Esther here. I have so many videos I want to make for you guys this week, but I have to put some of those on hold, put the tinfoil away for a moment, just to talk about some actual verifiable news. Today we had a hotfix patch come out for Dead by Daylight 3.2.2. The most notable change in that is the correction of the synchronicity of the end game collapse timer for survivors. The timer was not correct from survivor point of view, and people would die early when it looked like they still had time left on the timer. So that should be fixed now. But in with this patch came some cosmetic leaks and some information about the Halloween event this year. You'll remember, if you've been playing for a while, last year we had the Hallowed Blight event, which introduced 7 cosmetics to the game that you could earn up to 2 full cosmetic outfits. For these 5 killers, we had the Trapper, the Hillbilly, the Wraith, the Doctor, and the Huntress. You could earn these cosmetic outfits in-game, or if you were a Survivor main, you had a choice of either this Dwight or this Claudette outfit for the Hallowed Blight. So now comes information about some new outfits that we're going to have for 5 different characters in the event. It looks like the name of the event has been changed to the Withering Blight event, and they're changing the way that it was done. So if you played last year, you'll remember that we had these Pustula Petal offerings in Dead by Daylight, and if you played one of those, it would call upon the entity to generate 1 Cankerous Hook and 1 Visceral Canker. And as a survivor, by hooking a survivor on as a killer, by hooking a survivor on a cankerous hook, for the first time you would extract putrid nectar to fill your killer nectar vial, and would grant you bonus blood points. And as a survivor, you had to find and interact with the visceral canker plants to milk out the putrid nectar to fill your survivor nectar vial, and that would grant you bonus blood points. Filling nectar vial would grant you a putrid serum. So you would cash in the serum, the full serum vials, to get outfits for the 7 different characters. And initially they had allowed you to only get 1 full outfit, but then they changed it to 2 full outfits. So you got like 30% of the cosmetics you could earn. The rest you could purchase with Auric cells. So now they have changed it, and they've changed it twice actually, because as of yesterday it read this way instead, where it said, calls upon the entity to generate 1 Cankerous Hook and 1 Cankerous Generator. As a killer, hook a survivor on a Cankerous Hook for the first time to earn bonus blood points, and as a survivor, find and repair a Cankerous Generator to earn bonus blood points. Using this offering increases the amount of blood points earned for these interactions. Note, during the event, 1 default Cankerous Hook and 1 default Cankerous Generator will spawn on the map. So you play the offering to get more Cankerous Generators and hooks in the game. And it says here at the bottom, only played during the Hallows End event. So this was my first indication that they were going to have a Halloween event. People asked me, do you think there's going to be a Halloween event this year? And I said, well, most certainly. There's no reason to change this offering unless you're going to actually use it. Why would you go in and change the description of the offering if it isn't going to become playable at some point in this way? So a lot of people didn't like the event last year because they said people would just milk the plants, and then they didn't care if they died because they weren't playing the game normally. They just went for plants. They didn't go for generators. So it changed the style of gameplay. Some people found that unfun. I thought it was a very interesting change. I really enjoyed the event last year. But, you know, your mileage may vary, as with all things. So they have changed it now that the cankerous growths are going to be on the generators, and we're just going to play the game normally. So now this is the 3rd variation of the Pustula Petal offering that came out today. And I think it reads the same here. It looks like everything is the same. Cankerous Generator, Cankerous Hook. The only thing that's different here is the actual name of the event. It says only playable during the Withering Blight event. So it looks like they're changing the name of the event to the Withering Blight for this year. And, well, hey, you guys are here to see the cosmetics, so let's just get right into it, okay? So here's the amazing banner that we have advertising the Withering Blight event. And you can see this is Jake here in the middle as the survivor who's being offered in this group. And then from left to right, we're looking at the Blight versions of the Spirit, the Hag, the Clown, and the Plague. And we have the names for these outfits as well. So they're being called Vigo's Marauder for Jake, Blazing Lineage for the Spirit, Scorched Harvester for the Hag, Seething Entertainer for the Clown, and Servant of the Serum for the Plague. Now, the game models are in the files. Let's take a closer look at them. So as always, these in-game models from the files are very tiny. You'll see people in the coming weeks like Skimoo turn them into 4K renders, or Necrocrafts usually figures out how to put the in-game models into the store and show what they look like. So if you're following those channels, you'll get a more detailed look at them in the days and weeks to come. So starting with Survivor, we have Jake in this Vigo's Marauder outfit. He's ready to go out into the wild and collect some of this Hallowed Blight. He's got a couple of vials around his neck here. He's got the gloves on, the apron. He's ready to do the work for Vigo, get out there and collect the blight. He's got this bandana over his face, glasses on. This is a nice outfit. I think this is a good one for Jake. Jake arguably has kind of gotten the short end of the stick in the cosmetics department overall. In my opinion, you may feel differently, but when I seen like that ski outfit, I was just like, oh my gosh, that's horrible. But again, your mileage may vary. You may not feel the same way, but I am happy to see a nice outfit for Jake for a change. And here is the Seething Lineage spirit. She looks like she's full-on demon Oni mask with all the blight dripping out of her. This is a really cool cosmetic. The hair is wild. I can't wait to see this one. This looks really great. Following that, we have the Scorched Harvest Hag. What is going on with her abdomen here? It looks like somebody ate her liver for a change. The blight is just oozing out of her torso and limbs. Some of it up here in her hair, you can see her eyes look even more hollowed out than usual, if possible. That's a pretty cool outfit too. And then we have the Seething Entertainer here for the clown, and his face is just a literal carved jack-o'-lantern. That is terrifying. This is by far my favorite of all of the outfits. I'm definitely getting this one. Right now I'm leaning towards the spirit and the clown. That's just terrifying. And did he lose a shoe? What's going on? Did he lose a bet? He had to start chasing survivors with one shoe on. And his burgeoning shirt is just busting open with blight. This is a really cool outfit. I can't wait to see what it looks like in game. And finally, we have the Servant of the Serum. It looks like, you know how they have these blight vials. Looks like the blight vial is inside of her sensor here. And she's just got the blight oozing out of all of her diseased body. What I would really like, which is probably impossible, is if this Hallowed Blight plague could puke blight. That would be incredible, but I think that's probably something that's very difficult to do in the game. But imagine if they just turned her normal green vomit into pukey orange. That would be amazing, but I don't think they can do it in game. So the whole grouping is called the Hallowed Catalyst Collection, and it's likely that by either as a survivor completing the generators or as a killer by hooking survivors on the cankerous hooks, these special hooks and generators will give you tokens. Then you'll be able to cash in a certain amount of tokens for cosmetic pieces. How many, we don't know. As the event becomes closer, I'm sure they're going to lay out the groundwork for us on that. So according to this information, it's saying that the Hallowed Blight event is going to run from October the 16th until October the 30th. But I don't know what time zone this is, so it wouldn't surprise me if this is off by a day, because it seems curious to me that the event wouldn't be on Halloween itself. And October the 16th is a Wednesday, so I think it's more likely that it's going to run the 17th to the 31st. Because the 17th is a Thursday when they usually do these kind of events. So stay tuned. It's going to be roughly around October 16th to 17th and end roughly October 30th to 31st. And if there are some outfits that you didn't get from the last Hallowed Blight and you've been holding off on purchasing them, looks like they are going to be on sale for 25% off. These outfits, which normally cost 1,200 org cells for the full outfit, are going to be discounted to 900 cells until November 1st, apparently. So be able to round out your previous Hallowed Blight collection from last year. So with last year's Hallowed Blight, we had these 13 daily entries in a log. It was like a diary of a progression of the story of the lore of the Hallowed Blight. It started, I believe, on the 19th and then went through to the 31st. I'm just going to put them up here on the screen and you can read them at your leisure. If you missed out on last year's story and you want to piece it together, you can read them here on the screen. And then there were also these cinematics that came out throughout that period of time and told the story of the Hallowed Blight, and I'll just tag them here on the end so you can look at those. So that's all I have for you today, tying together where we've been and where we're going, the old Hallowed Blight event and the new one. I do hope that we're going to be able to get at least 2 of the full outfits from this offering of the 5 outfits. I think that would be fair. It would be like 40%. And that would still leave 3 outfits on the table for them to sell. Enough to appease the super grinders who are going to play and earn cosmetics through the event. And also allow them to have some sales to pay for the creation of these amazing looking events. So I'm looking forward to the event. I know you are too. It's going to be a great Halloween season. There's so much going on with Dead by Daylight right now. It is unbelievable. I can barely keep up with it, but I sure am having fun trying. So thanks for watching, everybody. Take care of each other out there in the fog, unless you're the jack-o'-lantern clown, and then carve them up. Thanks for watching, everybody. Bye-bye.